And my last question, Steve, is connected to a lot of things you just said. We just show a board, if you want to bring this back, the B-roll where President Trump holding this huge board, like saying the reciprocal tariffs, and one column is are the countries, and on the other is are the tariffs that they impose on the U.S. and also the new tariffs. Yeah, this is the B-roll video on the screen for our audience. And one interesting thing I noticed is on the board, President Trump like refers Taiwan as a country. So how significant is this, and what message do you think it's sending to the CCP?
That's why I love coming on with you guys. You're so much better than the world's media. This is huge. Okay, so first off, President Trump holding that symbolically is like Moses holding the Ten Commandments, right? I mean, that's why normally you would have an assistant hold that. President Trump grabbed it because it's very iconic. If you go back to the Bible and what Christians think, that is like Moses holding the Ten Commandments. Because I had Jack Posobiec and others saying, hey, my president shouldn't be holding a chart. I said he's holding a chart for the cameras for a reason. It's so powerful. Number two, you guys are the only guys besides us to get that. He refers to Taiwan separately. Hey, he didn't put out any other province in China, right? That quite frankly are as big as, economically, particularly around Canton, which are big as, all of Europe as far as economic output. He put Taiwan. I think that also shows, and for people in mainland China working this, also shows the mentality of the staff. The staff around President Trump and the people that work for President Trump very much are pro-independence for Taiwan. And I will tell you, we understand that that's a tripwire with the CCP. Nothing makes them more crazy than even to mention that. And the reason is, with bad economic times, we understand the playbook for Xi is to go pure ultra-nationalist and assume, make the case that it's foreign devils are taking a province from the Chinese people, from their natural inheritance, which nothing could be further from the truth. We look at Taiwan like we looked at Hong Kong as a bastion of freedom, and to show the world what the Chinese people can do. The Chinese people do not need to be under the boot of the Chinese Communist Party. Wherever you allow the Chinese people to have freedom, and the freedom of expression, the freedom of religion, the freedom of thought, the freedom of movement, the freedom of assembly, the freedom to petition their government. If you look at Hong Kong and Taiwan, they're two of the greatest examples of anywhere in the world of what a free people can do, and it shows you. And this is why the CCP hates it, because the example of what the Chinese, overseas Chinese, and people that left with Chiang Kai-shek and Kuomintang, combined with the natives, the people from Formosa that were there before, have combined to create one of the industrial superpowers in the world with virtually nothing. Just like in Hong Kong, the people that fled there with the few people on the island under British rule flourished to like nothing in the world. I tell people, my favorite city in the world has always been Hong Kong. I love Hong Kong. Hong Kong has an energy to it. The old Hong Kong had an energy to it, had a dynamism to it, had nothing. You could tell anybody from Hong Kong that something couldn't be done, it would be done. Just the energy and the stick-to-itiveness and the grit is a shining example of what the Chinese people can do, and that's why the Chinese Communist Party hates it, because they understand that if you allowed all of China, mainland China, to breathe the air of freedom, I mean, China would take its natural place in great countries in the world, and instead of being a factory of being a slave colony, which essentially it is. It's completely unset, and the reason that there's so many foreigners and so many non-Chinese that support Lao Beijing is that it's an insult to humanity to have one of the great civilizations in the world, have a civilization that goes back to the beginning of time, that has brought so much culture, brought mathematics, brought science and technology, that's under the boot of the Chinese Communist Party, while these people made themselves individually wealthy. And they've driven the country into the ground, and they've driven the working people into the ground. Now they're drawing the middle class into the ground. And so that's why this fight's so important. But I will tell you, since they have control of one of the greatest countries and greatest people on earth, this is why they're so dangerous. And we're entering a time now, I think, of maximum danger. And that is because East Asia is going to be the conflict zone. As bad as it is in Ukraine, as bad as it is in Turkey, as bad as in the Balkans, as bad as in Syria. You take that whole arc of instability all the way down through the Middle East and Persia to the North Arabian Sea and the Red Sea. That entire arc of instability pales in comparison to what's happening right now in East Asia. And Roy, that's why I think you and Ava, I mean, to spot that and to talk about it shows how far above and beyond you are in the mainstream media.